Hello and welcome to another exciting tutorial of GreatStack. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to deploy a full stack project on VPS Server. So let me show you the project that we are going to deploy. So we have created this project on our local server. So this is the home page. Here you can see some products. And if I go to collections, here we have all products. And in the left sidebar, we have some product filter. So from here, let me open any product. So it will open the product detail page. So let's open this product. So here we have this product gallery and product information. Then we have this add to cart button. So we can select the size and click on the add to cart button. So this product will be added in the cart. So here we have this product that we have just added. Now we can click on the proceed to checkout, and here we have to provide the delivery information and we can place the order. Or you can also go to orders page to see your previous orders, or you can click on the logout button and here you can log in again, or you can also use this form to create one account on this website. We have also created the admin panel of this e-commerce website. So let me show you that. This is the admin panel from where you can upload the products. Here you can see the list of product added on the website, and here you can see the orders in the admin panel. We have created this full stack e-commerce project using MongoDB, Express, Node and React.js. It means it is a MERN stack project. And we are going to deploy this MERN stack project on VPS Server. So to get the VPS hosting, you have to come to this website Hostinger and come to this page, which is the VPS hosting page. Just click on the link given in the description. That will directly take you to this page. And here, if I scroll down, you can see here we have different plan for the VPS. Here we have the first plan KVM1, then KVM2, 4 and 8. So in the first one, you can see you will get 1 CPU, 4 GB RAM, 50 GB of disk space and 4 TB of bandwidth. And in the second plan, you will get 2 CPUs, 8 GB RAM, 100 GB of disk space and 8 TB bandwidth. I will deploy multiple projects on my VPS server. That's why I will choose this one, KVM2. You can also choose the KVM1. So let me select this plan, click on the button, choose plan. Here we have to select the duration. If you will select the maximum duration, you will get the maximum discount. And here you can select the 12 months or 24 months. And here we have option for 1 month also, but never select the 1 month plan because you have to renew this plan every month and the renewal cost will be very high. That's why I will recommend you to at least go with 12 months and go with 24 months for the maximum savings. This price can be different for different country. Now let me scroll down, and here we have to create an account. So here just provide the email ID and password to create a new account. Then scroll down, and here in the left side we have different payment option. We can use the credit card, UPI, PayPal, Paytm, net banking, right? So you can use the UPI also. Here you have to provide the billing information, and here you can see we have the option called have a coupon code. You can see the current price is this one. Now if I apply the coupon code, we will get additional 10% discount. So let's click here, and here we will add the coupon code, which is GreatStack. Then click on the apply button. Now you can see the price has been reduced after applying this coupon code GreatStack. After applying that, just click on this payment button and complete this purchase. To purchase this VPS hosting, just use my link given in the description so that if you get any issue in the deployment process, then you can contact me on my email ID. I will help you to deploy your project. After completing the purchase, you will come to this page. Just click on this button, Start Now. Here you have to select the server location. Let's click here. So you can see we have multiple options here. So I'll select India. Then click on Continue. On this page, we have to select the operating system. So simply scroll down Here you can see this option Ubuntu 24.04. So just click on this select button. We will select this Ubuntu operating system. From here, just click on this continue. Here we have to provide one password to access our server. So let me add one strong password here. Then click on the continue button. Here we have some information about the VPS hosting. Just click on the finish setup button. After that, it will take some time to complete this setup. Then you will come to this page. We can click on this manage VPS button to access the VPS dashboard, or we can use this SSH root IP address to access the VPS terminal. After that, we will get one domain name also. So just click on this button, get a domain. Here we have to search for the domain name. So let me search for foreverbuy.in. I want to buy this domain. Just click on this search button. So it says this domain name is available. So just click on this button, buy now. Here we can select the duration. So let me select 1 year. Then click on choose payment method. Select the payment method and complete this purchase. After purchasing the domain name, you will come to this page. Here just click on this next button. Here you have to provide the personal information like name and address. Then click on finish registration. Select this checkbox and click on complete registration. Now click on this continue button. Now we have completed the domain purchase. Here it is saying pending verification, right? We will get the verification link on our email ID. So let me open my email. Here we have one email to verify the domain. So just click on this link, verify email. It's done. So after verifying the domain, you will see this active status. Now click here on main menu. Then from the left sidebar, click on home. And here we have this domain and here we have this VPS server. So in front of this, you can see one button called manage. So let me click on this manage button. After that, we will come to this page and here you can see all the information about our VPS hosting. We have the IP address, then host name, status, it is running. We have the uptime and here we have the current operating system, which is Ubuntu. And here it is displaying the location and node. If I go to another tab, you can see SSH access. Click here. So here we have the SSH IP address, which is also same. You can see this IP address is same. Then we have the username. Then you can also change the password. And here we have the port number for SSH. And at the end, here you can see the terminal. So using this command, we can access the terminal of our VPS hosting. So in this one, you can see we have the SSH, then we have the username. So you can see the username is root. So we have to add the username @ and our VPS IP address. So using this, we can access the terminal of our VPS hosting. If I go to third tab, here we have the plan detail. So you can see we have purchased the KVM2 plan where we are getting 2 CPU, memory 8 GB, bandwidth 8 TB and disk space 100 GB. So these are all information about our VPS. So now we have to access our VPS terminal. So we have two options. In the right side, you can see here we have browser terminal. Using this browser terminal also we can access the VPS terminal. But I'm going to use our own Windows terminal to access the VPS. So let me just copy this and let's open the Windows terminal. Now we are at the Windows terminal. Here we will paste our SSH connection link. Now press enter. Let's say yes. Here we have to type yes. Now it is asking for our SSH access password. So let me type my password and press enter. Now we are connected with the VPS terminal. You can see the username root and then we have the host name. Now we have to follow the document to install the Node.js. So let's come back to the web browser. Here we have created this document. You will find this document link in the video description. So in this one, you can see the first step is preparing the VPS environment. First, you have to get the VPS hosting. You can click here and get the VPS hosting from Hostinger. After that, we have to connect the terminal that we have already run. So let's add these commands for system update. So let's copy this using this icon and paste it here. Press enter. Now let me copy the second command. Paste it here. Press enter. It is done. Now let's come back to the document again. Here you can see the next step is to install Node.js and npm. So we will use this command and this one. So let's click here to copy this and paste it in this. Press enter. Now just come back and copy the second command, which is this one. Press enter. So now we have successfully installed the Node.js on our VPS server. Let's come back and see the next step. Next, we have to install the Git. So to install the Git, we will use this command. Let's copy and paste it here. Press enter. So now we have installed the Git also. Let's come back to the document. And here you can see the next step is to setting up the MongoDB database. So if you are using the MongoDB Atlas in your project, you can skip this part. But I am going to use the local MongoDB database. For that, you have to follow this document. You can click here, or you can also find this document from this left sidebar. Here you can see MongoDB setup on VPS. Let me click here. And here we have to install the MongoDB. So we have to use this two commands, right? So just copy this and paste it in this terminal. Press enter. Let's copy the second command and paste it here. Next, we have to create the MongoDB list file. So let's copy this command, paste it here, press enter. Now here we have update package list and install MongoDB. So let's follow this, copy and paste it here. Let's copy the next one and paste it here. So it's completed. Let's come back. Next step is start and enable MongoDB service. So to enable and start the MongoDB service, here we have three commands. So let's copy one by one, copy and paste it here. Copy the next one, paste it, then copy the third one. Now let's come back to the document again and see the next step. So the next step is to verify the MongoDB has started or not. So here we will copy this and paste it in this terminal. So now you can see the status active running. So our MongoDB database is successfully running. Now let me come back to the documentation again. And here you can see now we can connect this MongoDB database with our project using this connection URI. We have to add MongoDB : IP address and the port number, which is 27017. So when we will provide this URI in our Express app, it will connect the MongoDB database with our project. Next, we have some other steps also, which is optional. If you want to add the authentication in your MongoDB database, then you can follow these list, right? but I'm going to skip this part. It is completely optional. So let's come back to the main document, which is deploy MERN on VPS. So let's come back here, and we have completed this setting up MongoDB database. The next step is deploying the Express and Node.js backend. So we have created the project where we have the backend, frontend and admin panel. So first we'll copy all the codes on our VPS server. For that, first we have to upload our project on GitHub repository. So you can see on this GitHub repo, I have added my project with the name Forever. In this one, we have one server application which is backend, and we have two client application which is admin and frontend. So we will copy this repository on our VPS server. So let's come back, and here we have to copy it in one folder. So first we have to create that folder. So we will use this command mkdir var www. So let's copy this and come back. Here we have to come out of this MongoDB, so we'll add Ctrl+Z. Now we can paste our next command, make dir var www, so it will create this folder. Next we have to navigate into this folder. For that we will use this cd, right? So just copy and paste it here. So now you can see we are at the www directory. Now in this directory we can clone the GitHub repository. So let's come back to the GitHub, and here you have this code option. From here just copy this GitHub link, right? After that you have to come in this terminal, and here we will add this command. You can see in this document also, git clone and paste the URL, right? So let's come back. Here we will add git clone and paste the GitHub link. Now press enter. So now we have successfully cloned the GitHub repository on our VPS server. Let me check it. So here we will add ls. So it will display the folder available in this www folder. So you can see a new folder called Forever. Now let's navigate to this Forever folder. So just add cd forever. So now we are at the Forever folder, and in this one if I type ls, it will display admin, backend and frontend. As you can see on my GitHub repository, here we have the Forever, and in this Forever we have admin, backend and frontend. Next we have to navigate to our backend folder because we have to run our backend first. So let's come back to the terminal. Here we are at the Forever folder, and in this Forever you can see we have admin, backend and frontend. So to navigate to the backend we will add cd backend. So now we are at the backend folder. Now in this backend project we have to install the dependencies. So you can see the commands here. We have to install the dependencies using this npm install. So let's copy and paste it here. So it will install all the dependencies in this backend project. After that you can see the next step, which is nano.env, because in our backend project we have used the environment variables. So we have to create one environment file on this backend folder. So let's copy this and come back to this terminal. Paste this nano.env, so it will create one file called .env. So it will create and open this file. Now in this file we have to insert all our environment variables. So let me open my project in the VS Code. So in this VS Code project you can see here we have the admin, frontend and backend. If I go to backend, in this one you can see we have .env file. So in this env file we have these environment variables, right? So let me copy this. We will paste these environment variables in this .env file. Next we have to replace this MongoDB connection string that will connect our project with the MongoDB database. So let me remove this MongoDB string from here, and here we will provide our own local MongoDB connection string. So let's remove it and come back to the documentation again. In this documentation, in this MongoDB setup file, you can see our connection string is this one, MongoDB, and this IP address and this port. This is the local IP address 127.0.0.1. This is not the server IP address, it is the local IP address. So let me copy this and paste it here in this environment variable. Let me remove the extra space. So we have added all the environment variables in this .env file. Next we have to save and close this file. For that we will use Ctrl X, Y and enter. That's it. Now if you want to check whether the file has been created or not, for that we will use ls-alh. Press enter. So now you can see these are files available in the backend folder. So you can see one file called .env. So we have successfully created .env file. Now we can start our backend. So to start our backend, we will use the PM2 package. Let me come back to the documentation. Let's go to this deploy MERN documentation. Scroll down. So we have completed this environment variable. Then you can see we have to install the PM2 to start the backend. So let's copy it, paste it here, press enter. It's done. Let's see the next step. So next we have to execute this command, PM2 start server.js. Then we have to provide name. So we can use the project backend, or you can write your own project name here. And here we are adding server.js because in our project you can see we have created this backend project, and in this one we have created the express server in this server.js file, and here we have used this port number 4000. So to start our backend we have to start this server.js file. That's why here we are using PM2 start server.js. But if you are using other file name like index.js, main.js, so you can replace that file name here. So let me copy this command and add it here. Then press enter. It's done. Now let's see the next step. Here you can see we have to start the backend on a startup. It means whenever the VPS server restart, it should automatically start our backend server. For that we have to use this two command, PM2 startup and PM2 save. Let's copy, paste it here. Then copy the second command, PM2 save, paste it here. That's it. So now whenever the VPS server will be restarted, it will restart the backend also. Now let's see the next step. So you can see we have completed this step, PM2 save. Then we have to allow the backend port through firewall. So first we have to check the status. So let's copy this and paste it here. Press enter. You can see the status is inactive. It means we have to activate the firewall. So let's come back. So we will use this command to activate it. So let's copy ufw enable and paste it here. Now it is asking yes or no. Let's press yes, enter. So now you can see firewall is active and enabled on system startup, right? Now again check the status. So let's check the status using this command again. Now you can see it shows active. After activating it, let's come back, and now we have to enable some port. So first we have to enable the open SSH so that we can always connect with the VPS server using the SSH command. So let's copy it, paste it here, press enter. So you can see the message rule added. Now just come back, and next we have to enable the port number where it will start our backend server. So our backend server will run on 4000, that's why I'm adding 4000. If you are using another port in your Express app, then you can replace this port number. So let me copy this, paste it here. Now you can see the message rule added. Now if you want to check it, again you can use this command status. Paste it, press enter. So now you can see the open SSH is allowed, then port 4000 is allowed, right? Now let's see the next step. So the next step is to deploy our React frontend, which is the client tab. So we have created two client tabs, which is frontend and admin panel. So we will deploy that one. But before that, let me test our backend. So we have enabled the 4000 port. Now we can access the 4000 port on our IP address. So let's come here and copy our IP address, open a new tab. In this one, paste this IP address, then add colon 4000. Press enter. Now you can see this message API working. It means our backend is successfully running on this IP address colon port 4000. So we have successfully deployed the backend project. Now let's see the next step. So now we have to start the frontend and admin panel. So we have to navigate to the project folder. So let's come back. In this terminal, you can see we are at the backend folder. So we have to go back. So just add cd ... So now we are at the forever folder. Here we will add ls. So you can see in this forever we have admin, backend and frontend. So let's navigate to frontend. So just add cd frontend. So now we are at the frontend folder. Now let's see the documentation. You can see in this one also we have to install the dependencies using this npm install, right? So let's copy it, add it here. So it will install the dependencies in the front-end project. It's done. Next, if I open the project in VS Code, you can see here we have the front end, and in this front end you can see we have .env file. So again we have to create the .env file in the front end project. For that, here we have this command nano.env. Let's copy and paste it in this terminal. Now it will create and open the .env file. In this one we will paste the environment variables. So let's copy the environment variables from the VS Code. Let me copy this and paste it here. Here we have added the backend URL. So our backend is running on the IP address. So here we have to replace that. So let me remove this localhost, and here we will provide our backend URL. Let's add this IP address. So we have added http:// IP address port 4000. That is our backend URL. That's it. Now we have to save and close this file. So let's add Ctrl X, Y, enter. That's it. Next we have to create the build for this front-end project. So to create the build, you can see the command here. We have to use npm run build, right? So let's copy this and paste it here. So now the build has been created in this dist folder, right? You can see this dist folder. If I type ls here, you can see here we have dist folder. So in this dist folder we have the build file of the front-end project. That's it. Now we have to repeat the same step for the second client tab, which is the admin panel. So again, let's come back to the forever folder. So just add cd ... So we are at the forever folder. Now we have to navigate to the admin. So just add cd admin. Now in this one also we have to install the dependencies. So let's add npm install. Now in this admin also we have the environment variable. So let's see this VS Code project. You can see we have this environment variable where we have to add the backend URL. For that, let's copy this one, come back, and here we will use the command nano.env. So it will open this .env file, paste the environment variables, which is the backend URL, and replace the IP address. So let's copy the IP address again. Now we have provided the backend URL. Now just save and close this file. Ctrl X, yes, and enter. That's it. Now we have to create the build of this admin project. So to create the build, let's use npm run build. So the build has been created for the admin project in this dist folder, right? Now let's see the next step. So let's come back to the documentation. You can see we have created the build for the frontend and admin project. Next we will install the Nginx server that will help us to manage the domain name and SSL, so that when we will hit the domain name, it will display our website. To install the Nginx server, let's copy this command, paste it in this terminal. Next we have to check whether this Nginx port is enabled in the firewall or not. For that we will use this command. So if I add it in this terminal, press enter. So you can see the Nginx port is not enabled. So we have to enable that. For that, just copy this and paste it here. So it will allow the Nginx port. So now you can see the rule added. If I check the status again using this command. So now in this rule you can see Nginx full is allowed. Now we have allowed the Nginx port. Now let's test it. So we will come back to the web browser, copy this IP address of our VPS server, paste it here and press enter. So now you can see on this IP address we are getting welcome to Nginx, right? It means we have successfully installed the Nginx server on our VPS server and we have successfully enabled the port. Next we have to configure the domain name so that when we will hit the domain name, it will display our website, right? So for that we have to point our domain on this IP address. So let me copy this IP address, come back to the hostinger, and in this one let's click here main menu. Here you can see domains. Let's click here and click on domain portfolio. So here we have the domain that we have purchased, foreverby.in. Let's click on the manage, then click on DNS name server, and here we have to add the DNS records. So right now if I scroll down, you can see we already have one DNS record called a@ this one. So let me delete this a record, and if I scroll up, here we have this www. Let it be. It is pointing to the main domain name. So now we will add another DNS record that will be a type. Here we will add the @ and here we have to provide our IP address. That's it. Then click on the add record. So now we have successfully added the a record here. Now if I open the domain name, that will point to this IP address, which is our VPS IP address. Next, we have to add one more record, that is admin. So in this one, we will add the A type and write the name admin. So it will open admin.foreverby.in. So on this one, we will display our admin panel. So write admin and the IP address will be same. Click on add record. So now we have two A record, which is @ that is the main domain. Then we have this admin, that is the subdomain. Click on confirm. Now we have added this A record admin and pointing to this IP address. That's it. Now we will come back to the notes, and here you can see we have to configure this Nginx server. For that, we have to create a config file in this etc folder, Nginx folder and sites available folder. So now let's copy this command. Come back to the terminal, paste it here, and here we have to replace our domain name. So let's add the domain name, that is foreverby.in.conf, like this. Now if I press enter, it will create and open this file. Now in this file, we have to add some configurations. So let's see the documentation. Here we have this configuration. So just copy this. We can copy from here and paste it in this configuration file. Here we will add listen 80, right? Then we have to add the server name, and in this server name, you have to provide the domain name. So let's come here and replace this domain name. So let's add the domain name foreverby.in, and we will also add www.foreverby.in. Next, here we have to provide the path. So here we have where www, and in this one we have created the folder called forever, right? So let's update the folder name. Forever / then we have the frontend folder, and in the frontend folder we have the dist folder, and in this dist folder we have the build file. That's it. Next we have to add this line. It will support the React router. That's it. After adding this, we will press Ctrl X, Y, enter. That's it. Now let's see the documentation again. Now we have created the configuration file for the front end. Next, we will create the configuration file for the admin panel. So again, we will create another config file with this command. So let's copy this, come back, paste it here. Let's replace the domain name. So here, let's add admin.foreverby.in.conf. Here we have added admin dot, which is the subdomain. You can use the new domain also, or you can use the subdomain. Let me press enter. So it will create this admin.foreverby.in.conf file. In this one, let's add the configuration again. So here we have this configuration code. Just copy and paste it here. Here also we will replace the domain. So let me add only one domain. I will add admin.foreverby.in, and here we have to provide our path. So let's add www/forever/admin/dist. That's it. Now save and close this file. So just add Ctrl X, Y, enter. That's it. Now let's see the next step. Here we have to create symbolic link to enable the sites. For that we have to use these two commands. So let me copy the first one, paste it here, and in this one we will replace the file name. So this is the file name we will add. foreverby.in. That's it. Press enter. Now you can see we have the same command again, just we have to replace the domain. So let's paste the same command, and here we'll add the next domain, which is our subdomain. So just add admin.foreverby.in.conf. Press enter. That's it. Now let's see the next command. Now we have to test the Nginx configuration for syntax error. So let's copy this, paste it here. So now you can see test is successful. There is no error, correct? So come back, and now we have to restart the Nginx server. So just copy this, paste it here. So it will restart the Nginx server. So after restarting the server, our websites will be live. So let's come back to the web browser. Here, if I type the domain name foreverby.in, press enter. Now you can see our website is live on this domain name. Correct? Right now we don't have any product because we have added a new database, and we have to add the product in our database through the admin panel. So let me open the admin panel also. So we have added the admin panel on subdomain, which is admin.foreverby.in. So you can see the admin panel is also live, correct? Let's click on the login. So now you can see this is the admin panel where we can upload the product. So now you can see here it is displaying not secure in this admin panel, and in this foreverby website also you can see not secure because we have not added the SSL certificate. We have to enable the SSL on these domain. So just come back to the documentation again. In this documentation you can see the fifth step is configuring the Nginx as a reverse proxy. Right now our backend is running on one IP address. So if you want to replace that IP address for the backend server, you can use any other domain name or subdomain like this api.domain, right? And you can use this server configuration. So your backend server will also run on any subdomain. So I will skip this part. I don't want to access the backend server on any domain name. So let's scroll down and we will directly come to the sixth step. In this one, you can see we have the steps to install the SSL. So we have to use this command. Let's copy this. Now come back to the terminal, paste it here. Here we have to correct this command. We will add sudo. I will update it in the document also. So after adding this command, just press enter. Let's come back to the documentation again. And here we have the next command. Let's copy this and come back. In this one, just paste this command, and here we have to replace the domain name or subdomain. So let me add the domain and subdomains one by one. So let me add foreverby.in. On this domain, I want the SSL, and I want the SSL for this www version also. So just add foreverby.in. Then we'll add the SSL on the admin panel also. So admin panel is running on this subdomain called admin.foreverby.in. That's it. So we have added the main domain, then www.domain, then admin.domain. Now just press enter. Now it is asking one email ID to generate our SSL certificate. So let me add one email ID. After adding the email ID, just press enter. Now it is asking to agree for the agreement. So let's add Y. Here we have to type N. Now the SSL is successfully issued for our domain and subdomain. Usually SSL certificates are issued for 90 days, but it will automatically reissue the certificate. We can also verify whether our SSL will be automatically renewed or not. So let's come back, and here we have the next command. Just copy and paste it here in this terminal. Press enter. So now you can see the message here, all simulated renewals succeeded. It means it will successfully renew our certificate. Now if I come back to the web page and reload this website, now you can see it is secured. And if I open the admin panel also, refresh this website, so it is also secured. So we have successfully enabled the SSL on our domain name. But here we have one issue. If I refresh this web page, you can see it is displaying network error. And if I open the admin panel and try to log in this admin, here also it is displaying network error because our backend server is running on the IP address that is the HTTP, that is not secured, and our website is running on the secured server, right? That's why it is giving error. It cannot connect with the HTTP. Now we have to provide one domain name and SSL for the backend server also. So let me come back to the documentation. Here you can see we have added this configure Nginx reverse proxy. So we have to follow this step. For that, let's copy this. Come back to the terminal, paste this one, and here let's add api.foreverby.in.conf. So it will create this file and open this file. Now in this one we have to add the configurations. So let's copy this and paste it here. In this one we have to add the domain name. So it will be api.foreverby.in. Here we have added localhost port 4000 because our backend is running on the port 4000. Now just save and close this file. So just add Ctrl X, Y, enter. After that we have to enable it. So let's come back and let's copy this command and add it here. Here we will replace the domain name. So it will be api.foreverby.in.conf. That's it. Execute this. After that, let's come back and we can again restart the Nginx server using this command. Paste it here. Now we have to point our api.foreverby subdomain on this IP address. So just come back. Here we have to add one more record. So it will be API and this IP address. Then click on add record. So let's click on confirm. So here we have added one more A record, which is this one, API. So it may take some time to point this subdomain on this IP address. After that we have to issue the SSL. Before that let me check this. I will add api.foreverby.in. Press enter. Here you can see API is working. Once you see this message on api.forever.in, then we can add the SSL certificate on this subdomain also. So let's come back to the document. You can see here we have this command to obtain the SSL certificate, right? So let's copy this, add it in this terminal, and replace the domain. Here we will add API.foreverby.in. Press enter. Now the SSL for this subdomain is successfully issued. Now we will test it. So let's open the web browser. Here we will type API.foreverby.in. Press enter. So now you can see this message, API working, and it is secured. So now our backend server is also running on SSL. Now we can use this backend URL in our environment variables. So let me close it. Here we are at the admin folder, right? So in this admin, let's add nano.env. Press enter. So it will open this environment variable, and here we have to replace this. So instead of using this IP address and port, we will use our backend URL like this. Now save it, Ctrl X, Y, enter. Next we have to rebuild this project. So just add npm run build. So it will create another build. That's it. Now it's done. Next we have to move to the front-end project. So just add cd ... So we are at the forever folder. Next we have to go to the front-end folder. So just add cd front-end. Here we will add nano.env, and here also we will replace this backend URL. Paste it, Ctrl X, Y, enter, and create the build using npm run build. That's it. After that, again come back to the website and reload it. So now you can see there is no error, and in this admin panel also it is working. And if I click on the login, we will be successfully logged in on the admin panel. From here we can upload the products. So let me upload one product. Let me select the images. So I have added 4 images. Here we will add the product title. Men's t-shirt for test. Let me add the same text in the description. Here we will add the category, subcategory, and price. Then we will select the available sizes. So let's select the size. And let's select this option to add this product in bestseller category. Now if I click on the add button, so you can see this message, product added. And if I go to list tab, here you can see the newly added product. And if I go to the home page, refresh this web page, scroll down, you can see the newly added product is displayed on this home page, and it is also added in this bestseller. And if I open this product, so this is the product detail page, and here we have the option to select the size. So let me select this size, click on the add to cart button. So this product will be added in the cart. Let's go to the cart page. Now if I go to proceed to checkout, and here we have to provide the delivery information. But before placing the order, we have to create the account. So let's click on this, and here we will create a new account. So let's click on this create account, provide the name, email ID, and let's set one password. Click on the sign up. Here we will add the delivery information. Then let me select the cash on delivery and click on place order. Now we have successfully placed a new order, and we are redirected to the my orders page, and you can see the status order placed. And if I go to the admin panel and click on orders, in the admin panel also you can see the new order that we have just placed. And from here we can update the order status. So let me select out for delivery and go to the front end. refresh this, or we can also click on this track order. So now you can see the status out for delivery. Now we have successfully deployed our full stack project on Hostinger VPS server, and we have connected it with the domain name and added the SSL certificate also. So you have to follow this document step by step, then you can easily deploy your website online. Use this link to get your Hostinger VPS hosting. If you purchase the VPS hosting from my link, then you can contact me if you get any issue while deploying your project on the VPS hosting. I will help you to resolve the issue. You can find my contact details here. I will add the contact details at the end of this documentation. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and share this video, and also subscribe my channel GreatStack to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.